Yep.
And, and I never played with matches again.
So I got two on the whole burning things. We'll start with my stupidity. So as an adult with a child and another one on the way, I'm at my house cooking the foods.
Okay.
And there's a small black ant. I despise ants. I find them to be incredulous pests that are just impossible to get rid of at all times.
Right.
It's not like I have an inveterate hatred. It's just like, oh man, another one? Always? And it's one of the little bitty black ones. Shut up, Kira. And so I get it on the tip of my finger. I'm like, yep, fuck you. At this point, I'm still standing in front of the stove, and I go, fuck you. It's one of the old wire ones, you know? It's got the fucking spiraling metal exposed on the top, the coil burners.
Oh, no.
And I go, ha! I know what'll kill you. So I just like, for the slightest split second, just bam. And he fucking, I'm like, ha! You're charcoal now. I look at my finger, and he is in fact charcoal.
Oh, no.
And so is the edge of my finger on either side of him. I'm like, feck! It was such a brief touch. It was only like the first layer of skin, but it was so hot that it literally immediately ashed my finger that had touched it. I'm like, so glad I didn't hold that longer. I'm never telling anyone about this. 10 seconds later, I'm telling Kara what I did. Like, so you know how stupid your husband is. You already have a child. I literally did. I brought it to her. I left the ant on my finger so that I could clarify what I was doing. Was not just touching the burner for funsies.
Yeah.
So the other one is my brother. So my brother was the pyromaniac. I was not, in fact, the pyromaniac in my family.
Absolutely the pyromaniac in my family.
And so he didn't play with matches.
Okay.
Nope. He played with Q-tips.
Oh, no.
And a lighter.
Oh.
And rubbing alcohol.
What the fuck?
Oh yes, he wasn't the you run of the mill, I'm gonna light some matches and have fun with them. No, he was the how much can I make things burn?
Oh,
So this little dumb fucker had like a cup that was cut off. Like he cut a cup down to like a little like dipping cup size, put rubbing alcohol in it, got a bunch of Q-tips, got a lighter, because we were all allowed to go and help start the fire for, you know, fire pits and shit. So he knew where to get the lighters, and he knew not to play with them unless we were starting a fire, and even then, you don't play with it, you start the fire and you get done. So he waits until, you know, nobody's paying attention, goes behind the garage and starts lighting these little flares of fucking alcohol fucking on these Q-tips. He's watching them go up, and then putting it out in a little cup of water he had with him, and then taking the next one and soaking it.
No!
Boom!
Oh, no!
Sets it down.
I think
Oh no, he didn't light the cup on fire. Not that year.
Oh no.
As an adult, he's like, huh, lights the fucking. Like, he knew not to do it as a child. As an adult, he's like, huh, this won't explode. Lights it, it'll only burn the fumes, and watches it burn and melt through the cup and then spread everywhere. That was dumb. Like, he knew, and then realized, right, plastic cup, you know? So, at this point, he'd already been warned of not catching fires and not... He almost burnt the garage down in that little fiasco of lighting Q-tips one after the other. Dad busted him, and he's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know, wanted to watch him burn? He's like, yeah, what, the garage? He's like, I'm not that close to it. He's like, you're literally about 2 foot from the edge of the garage. This thing is an old, dusty piece of shit made of wood. Like, it wasn't my parents' new garage that had plastic siding and this shit. No, it was the old one that was literally old, dry, horrible wood. I'm like, yeah, great. Oh, yeah, bod spray.
And then he lit it. And he held it there to see how long before it would start burning his hand.
Because Keelan and me have pretty hellacious calluses. He was sitting there, and I came over one day, and Scarlett's like, oh, you gonna talk to Uncle Keelan? I'm like, oh, yeah, go ahead, go bug this shit out of him, have fun with that. No. He went up there, she went up there, and he was playing with fire. Oh, Keelan, you're not supposed to play with fire in the house. I get up there, maybe a minute after her, walk in, and his hand is on fire. And I'm like, really? In front of the child? He's like, what? Snaps his hand shut and kills the flame. I'm like, you've been doing this for too many years. You are a problem child. and it's like, Dad, he's playing with fire in the house. I know. Are you supposed to do that? No. How come he gets to? Because he doesn't listen. He's like, do you want to play with fire, Scarlett? She's like, no, it's bad. I'm like, good job, Scarlett. He's like, hey, check this out. Douses a blade he has next to him in bod spray. It's like, flaming knife. I'm like, oh yeah? How do you intend on putting that flaming knife out? He's like, well, like this. Boom, boom. Pats either side of the blade on his leg, puts it out. I'm like, you have been doing this for far too long. He's like, let me see that bod spray. Hands it over to me. I fucking spray my hand. I'm like, light the flame. Boom, lights my hand up. I'm like, how are you doing this without burning the fuck out of you? I'm like, okay, I see how you're doing it. It's as long as you keep your palm open and holy shit, what? Close my hand, shut off the flame. I'm like, all right. You can only hold that for like 5 seconds. He's like, 5 seconds, you're a bitch. I'm like, give me more buzz, fucker. How dare you? So we sit there with both of our hands on fire. She's like, Dad, you can't play with fire in the house either. I'm like, it's too late, he started this. She's like, I'm going to go tell Mom. Go ahead, I don't live here anymore. Oh, that Mom, don't tell her. And so she ran off. I'm like, nah, now we don't have to worry about that. He lights my hand and his hand on fire. We sit there just glaring at each other, our hands on fire.
Oh my God.
All right, fuck this. Boom. Put out my hand. He's like, ha. Waits another 3 seconds. Shuts his off. And he's like, yep, you're a bitch. I'm like, fuck you. That's what happens if you have an entire lifetime to nurture your pyromania.
Fucking Christ.
Somebody did middle finger and rubbing alcohol and just put the middle finger.
Yeah, well, that sucks because you get the base of it lit, and all of a sudden the sides of your finger are burning. You know, I'm just saying. It's one thing to have it venting and burning the fumes. That's not so bad. But when you got it next to your flesh, if the heat's going up, you're fine. If your flesh is above the up, that's not okay.
Ooh. Now, see, here's the thing. I could never do some shit like that because I swear to God I'm in a family of either werewolves or yetis. One of the two. I am a
To be fair,
hairy...
like, I have hellacious arm hair and everything.
Yes.
And I'm just like, gotta keep this on my... And the thing is, like, when you have it on your hand, you can direct where the flames are pretty well by angling your hand. But I will tell you right now, I know I ended up with less hair on my fingers after that was done.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm like, good, I didn't have to shave them motherfuckers anyway. Whoa. Yee.
Jesus Christ.
I did not explain the taste. You gotta understand what kind of family we grew up in, Ritz. Like, yeah, you've heard so many fucked up stories.
No,
This probably won't even come to any shock. There was an event where a friend of mine, one of my oldest friends, came over, and she's like, man, my dad got me this taser in case, I get into some kind of, fiasco. I'm like, let me see that son-of-a-bitch. And I'm like, whoop. And I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, yeah, I charged it beforehand. I'm like, what, do you think you need to zap one of us? She's like, I don't know, maybe I will for funsies. I'm like, go ahead. She's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to drop one of you guys. That'd be horrible. Dad comes over, looks at the taser. Shit, this won't drop anybody. Zaps me in the arm. Like, ah! Oh, that's it? Really? He's like, yeah, see? Guy like me, this will just piss him off. Stabs himself like 8 times in the arm. I'm like, I see that. I get it. Zap, 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 zap. I'm like, oh, my God, this thing's great. And my uncle was over. He's like, let me get a taste of that. Gets a hold of it. Boom. Zaps him. Oh, that's nice. Hands it over to my buddy Austin. I'm not doing it. Pussy. Zap, zap, zap. Oh, that isn't that bad. I'm like, God, we're all a bunch of retards. The next thing I know, my dad comes back upstairs with mouse traps.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
And we're throwing set mouse traps at each other, trying to catch them before they go off on us. Got a clothespin. Start pinching that to people's nipples. Next thing I know, there's an 8-pound weight ball going around, and my uncle's friend was there too, and fucking his kids are running upstairs. Oh, toss it to me. So we're playing weight ball, dodgeball. You see these little fucking 6-year-olds, boom, just catch them all. Chest first, boom, just go straight to the fucking floor. Boom, boom. Sit back up, yay! And run down the stairs. That's like the 8th time they were hobbling back down the stairs, but And I'm like, Dink, I don't feel right about breaking your children. He's like, they're asking for it. I'm like, why? What is wrong with you? Like, I'm so glad I'm not dead because I'd be your child and dead with my fucking habits. We're sitting there and Dad's like, I'm gonna tase your nipple. I'm like, go for it. Tase my nipple. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, woo! Fucking, oh my God! And I pulled I had my shirt up. I looked, and there was two burn marks on either side of my fucking nip where the fucking thing arced and it burnt my nipple skin. I'm like you could smell the burning hair. I'm like, that one hurt.
Yo, my
but all right, I was like, all right. And Dad looks at it, and he looks at the taser. He just kind of looks at my nipple and looks at the taser, and then boom, nails himself in the dick. And like he looks over at me with this eye, like his eyes just give me this whole message of, oh man, that was such a bad idea. And like he almost had a tear well up. And he just hands me the taser, nice and careful. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, I mean, like I got tased in the ass at this point. I've been got in the nip, and I'm like, those kind of hurt.
Oh my God.
That had to be excruciating. He's like, that was such a bad idea. I'm like, why would you do that?
Oh my God.
I don't know, I saw you take it in the nip like a champ, and I'm like, fuck it, I can do this.
Oh my God.
I gotta go.
when you can talk slowly and know just how bad you fucked up. Oh my God.
Right.
That is the best.
Ooh. And of course, my friend was like, oh my God, I can't believe Phil just did that. I'm like, well, I can believe he did it, but I just can't believe he did that. Like, of all the things you would fucking do to yourself. And then, of course, they got me real good. They're like, hey, Tyler, bet you won't clip that clothespin on your balls. I'm like, the fuck I won't.
Metal clip.
It was not.
It was metal.
I thought it was one of the wooden clothespins.
No, it was one of the metal fucking...
Like the fucking file binders, like the little metal fucking has the little levers that flip back and you pry it up.
No, it was like a metal magnetic clip. It's usually like a bag clip or whatever.
No, we didn't have those. Anyway, it was a fairly pinchy device. I'm like, no problemo. So I went, and I'm like, I got like 4 girls in this room at this time. I'm like, And then I turned to the wall, whipped my nutsack out, and I fucking clamp it to my nutsack, come around with everything held in one hand, and my nutsack told you. And they're like, oh yeah, bet you won't clip it to your toe. I'm like, the fuck I won't. Pull it, fucking boom, ski, and everybody starts laughing. I'm like,
oh my God,
what the
you
fuck?
just had that on your nuts.
Fuck! I fucking pull it off my toe. I'm like, God fucking damn it! It's like, and they're all just fucking my uncles losing and all that. We're like, oh my God! I'm like, fuck you! I was sitting here thinking of pain, not where it was literally at the time of the request.
Oh my God.
Besides, if I didn't have this extra rib, it wouldn't matter anyway.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like and the thing is, like, my dad's a pretty big dude, and he's musclier than he is big, and we were still playing that 8-pound dodgeball, so we'd always like just give each other like one nod or just one look, and you knew that dodgeball was coming. I'm like, ah.
Oh
I got to the point where I was like, you know, you see the parts in the anime where somebody like winds up and like launches the energy ball, and they're like, wow, they catch it and they like neutralize the attack.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
doing that with this 8-ball. I was doing that for this 8-pound weight ball from Dad, because it's the rubber motherfuckers like full of sand and shit. And I was like, whoa, my catch it! Oh my God, I'm gonna break a finger doing this. This is not okay. Fucking catch him with both hands like a palm catch, bring it into my chest. I'm like, okay, there we go. It only hits my chest with half the force if I do it this way. Like, you've seen Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yes, yes.
You remember the dodgeball where Hisoka's catching him with the fucking... It was like that. I'm like, yeah. It was like, I'm like, one of these times my fingers are just going to snap into horrible angles.
Yeah, yeah, that's
like,
my
I hadn't
first
seen
thought.
Hunter x Hunter at the time. Years later, when I saw Hunter x Hunter and I see him catch that dodgeball, I'm like, I've been there, man. I know. I know your pain. I know full well what you're going through.
Oh.
It's just... Yeah, good times. Good times growing up in a modded household.
Absolutely.
All right, bud. I'm getting off of here. I'm going to watch some anime.